I saw that and I thought, I'm going to wait and see if she notices.
I am. Oh, well, that's okay. Oh,
I'm never taller than anybody, so I kind of enjoy the moment.
That's okay. All right. I'm Joanne from Magpies Cottage.
I'm Amy the Tall from Magpies Cottage, yeah, her sidekick.
Yeah, Sheboygan Falls, Wisconsin. Winter is still here.
It's cold,
Yes, very
windy.
cold.
Oof,
Yeah.
hate this kind of weather.
I know I've been watching the podcast from England, and they're starting to say they're seeing daffodils and spring signs already. We're far from that.
Not even close.
No.
You know, and the funny thing is, like, yeah, you think, they say, like, meteorological spring, like, starts, like, March 1st.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But,
No.
and then meteorological summer starts June 1st.
Right.
And it's still cold in June, too.
You know, the March 1st thing, you never know. Because I remember the year my nephew was born, I quit work to babysit him because Becky was 2 and he was just born. So, you know, somebody had to stay home and take care of the kids. And I did. And it was March 9th and it was 72 degrees out and I was walking around barefoot. I remember this. And that was a really early spring year, though.
Yeah, what year was that?
86.
Sure was, maybe 87.
No, because he was born January of 86, and this was March, so that would have been about when Carla would have gone
'Cause
back to work.
I went, the year Ryan was born
Uh-huh.
was 1987. It was an
Okay.
incredibly early spring as well. And
Okay.
he was born in April. And I remember going to, it was Easter Sunday that year.
Uh-huh.
And I remember going to the hospital in t-shirt and sweatpants, nothing fit at that time, and barefoot. Couldn't
Yeah.
get shoes on anyways, but it was warm enough to go barefoot. And his birthday is April 19th. And earlier that April, like at the beginning of April, we had made a trip also to the hospital. But it was kind of funny because they thought it was me waddling in, and it was, no, we were there for Ron because he had knee surgery.
Oh.
And I remember it was this incredibly warm
Yeah.
spring.
I know 87 was one of the drought years.
Yeah.
Because 88 was when Liz was born, and that was also a drought year.
Yeah, it was
And there
really
like
hot.
3 years in a row, really hot, really dry.
Yep, 88. And
Yeah.
Kevin was born in 88. So
Yeah.
I remember that August
Yeah.
going into the hospital, because he's August 17th,
Yeah.
going into the hospital at 2:55 a.m., and it was still hot. And when I was in the hospital that week, you know, he came right away. It was an incredibly fast delivery. But being in the hospital then, there's storms like the next day, you know, those nasty summer, humid, thunderstorm kind of days. And when I got out of the hospital, it was like that hot, sticky, drought weather pattern had broke.
Oh,
And you could,
okay.
it was like, I mean, to go from a house that had literally no air conditioning to, because that whole summer we spent in our basement because it was
Yeah.
cool. And then going to the hospital where it's always air conditioned, and you could feel that, you could literally feel the difference in the air. It was crazy.
Yeah, that was a rough year. Oh, yours too. Your feet must have been so big.
Oh gosh, club
Oh,
feet, couldn't
yeah.
wear rings. Oh,
It was
terrible.
a terrible summer to be pregnant, that's
Yes, it was. When was she born?
for sure. June of 88, so
Oh.
I only had the beginning of it. But then when she
all
came
summer.
home, she had such a hard time because it was so hot. She was puking all the time, you know? Because you don't want milk kind of stuff when you're...
Yeah, and it's sour then too.
Yeah.
Oh, that smell. No, thank you.
So somebody
This
gave us...
just brings back not good memories
yeah,
here.
somebody gave us a window air conditioner, though, so we all stayed right in the living room most of the time.
Yeah, we lived in the basement, so
Oh, yeah.
what were we thinking living in Sheboygan? Oh, we don't need air conditioning. We got Lake Michigan. Yeah, good old Lake Frigid Air. It's
no.
only frigid air when it's in March and April and May and June, and it's blowing in off the lake and you're
Yeah.
freezing your butt off.
Yep.
I hate Lake Frigid Air then. But then, when it finally warms up, and you have those beautiful July and August days when it's not sticky, humid, kind of icky air, that's beautiful. absolutely beautiful.
I like it because I sure notice the difference between Plymouth and Sheboygan.
Oh, yeah.
You know, because when I go by my dad and then come back, it's always beautiful by us.
Yeah.
Or even from here to home. I
Yeah.
get home and I have those lake breezes coming up, and here there's none of that.
Yeah.
So let's
Well.
get on to knitting. What have you finished this week? Or this 3 weeks?
This is heart. I love this thing. It's stripes up here, and then you got the stripes, and then you got hearts.
Okay, very nice.
And it's called Heart Cowl by Stephanie.
Okay. Yeah.
Excuse me.
A lot like that Pick-a-Pop one.
It's the same construction,
Yeah.
and she just does different things with the color work
Yeah.
in there.
I think I bought that pattern as soon as it came out. I think I got it back there on top of my sewing machine.
It's fun. I mean, and it was a quick knit.
Yeah.
Real quick. You know,
Looks
and
like
like
it.
your hearts are only a couple rows, and then
Where
you
does this start? Bottom or top?
up here, top.
And flat, and then you join in the round?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then let's see. This I haven't even told you about. This
No.
is called Haywire.
Oh.
And look at all those fun cables.
Yeah.
Look at the fun cables in there.
Okay.
And so it starts out, you knit flat, and you've
Oh.
got this like thing, a hole, you know, where it's knit flat.
Uh-huh. So it can spread out in the back?
Yeah, yeah. This is Laura Ayler.
Mm-hmm.
That was her monthly knit along for February. I mean, okay. You want a funny story with this? I had the itch to not work on the blanket from you know where.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, you know, I'm going to just knit that cowl. I'm going to go dig in the stash, find a little bit of bulky. Well, it's actually chunky. Find some yarn. I'm going to knit that thing up. I wasn't going to do it. But I'm going to do it. And then I sat down to watch the Canadian, USA Canadian, the gold medal game that the U.S. lost. And they ended up with the silver medal. It's my fault, folks. I was knitting a silver cowl.
Yeah.
I mean, I literally knit this in one night. I mean, fat needles, fat yarn, goes quick. And all the cables, other than this one, there's 3 over 3 on this one down here. But all of these other ones in here, they're all 1 over 2 or 2 over 1 or whatever. And easy. I did them all without a cable needle.
Okay.
I just used a cable needle on these.
Is that for anybody?
No.
You should leave it here, and then we could do a class on it.
Okay.
Okay. Haywire.
Laura
Okay.
Ayler.
All right, I'll have to write that up on Wednesday.
Yeah, because this would be it's a fun, quick cable, and you learn.
Yeah, I can
couple
see a
different
lot of learning things in
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So, okay, yeah,
Cool.
leave it here.
All right, that takes care of that one I did. And then,
Now, this other one you got in your hand.
yes.
We'll hold it up and show it.
What?
I seen just a little corner of it, over there, and I see this charcoal with the green, and it looked like the hemp signs, I thought you made with
like-
pot leaves on them. I had to go and look twice. I did a double take. I mean, because those are the colors from that sign for the dispensaries.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I knit this last night. No, this morning. More
Okay.
of this morning. I was watching curling.
Okay.
And so I thought, I finished the blanket, which I'll show you next. But it was late, and I finished the blanket, but I wasn't tired yet. And I wanted to watch the men see if they could pull out a medal on in curling. So I cast on the brim and knit the ribbing. And I can do a couple more rows, and then I got up to the first part of the black, and I thought, I'll keep going. And then I got up to this part with the color work, a little bit, Anyway, so I got to the point where I was up to the snowflake when I said, you know what, I gotta go to bed. Then I got up this morning and I finished it.
Very nice.
Yeah. Kenzie, love that yarn.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, it's not a superwash, but it's soft. It's incredibly soft. It's got a little bit of halo with it from some alpaca in it, and it's, but it's 100% non-superwash. I love
Okay.
it. And so it's not, and so it sticks. And it makes amazing, now this is not blocked or
Okay.
anything. And it makes
Yeah.
gorgeous, gorgeous color work.
Yeah, that is pretty.
Yeah, I love the way, and so in true Amy fashion, I then promptly cast on some mittens to match. And so for the mittens, it's the same, it's called a Selbu rose. It's actually not a snowflake. But anyways, it's that same Norwegian motif. And these are mitts by Skandir. And so I'll have matching mitts for you next time. But,
Very nice.
you know, the other thing about this is, you know, we use the Stephanie Latvin hat.
Sip.
Yeah, SIP, to teach beginning color work.
Uh-huh.
This one would be phenomenal.
Yeah.
There's 3 rows where you got to catch a float, and that's
Okay.
it. And we
Okay.
could knit this on a little bit heavier yarn, and I think it would make learning to do the color work two-handed easier.
Okay.
So you can only have this one after I'm done wearing it, though,
Okay.
because I like it. I could knit it. I mean, considering how fast I knit this thing, I
Yeah.
could knit another one. But you know what else? It calls for, this is a DK. But I think that, is it the Patagonia?
That's a DK.
That's a DK, would work really well for this hat.
Okay.
So
Sure.
definitely, I love this.
Okay.
I mean, I knit it for me because to go with my green jacket. And I had been planning this for a while.
Yeah, that's
So
pretty.
it turned out really nice. So I'm very happy with
Yeah.
it. So I finished that, and then the blanket. Here it is, in all its glory. It is big. Now, it's off the needles as of last night. It's just, you know, I don't know, we'll call it a feather and fan or a ripple kind of pattern to it. And the yarn, okay. My beloved daughter-in-law, whom is completely knitworthy. I can't, you know, I mean, she's phenomenal. Puts up with my son, for God's sake. That's saying a lot because I know what his father's like. And her sister finds this yarn, pops up in her Facebook feed, and it's Boboli or Bobbly, something like that. Anyways, it's from Denmark, and it has this thread that runs in the twist that is like reflector tape. And it's itchy to knit, but it has, now, like if you look down, like you can't see it on the camera, but like you can look down, and if you look down to where it's darker,
Oh, yeah.
you can see it.
Yeah, you can.
You can.
Yep.
So okay, is this like suitable for this big honkin' blanket? Probably not. But would it make a fun hat? Absolutely.
Yeah, or cowl.
Or a cowl, something. You know, and if like if you have to walk a dog at night,
Right.
you'd get a little reflectability from it.
Sure.
So I don't dislike it. I mean, it's not, I got to deal with some ends yet.
Yeah.
You know, I've got, like here,
Yeah.
loose, I got to deal
Are
with
you
these.
gonna wash it first?
I don't know what I'm going to do.
I would just wash and dry it in the machine if it's acrylic. I mean, I would do that rather than block it.
But is that going to get this is the thing we have been talking about, the curling here.
I don't know.
I don't know if I can get that out with washing it and drying it. That's what my goal would be, to get that out.
I don't know.
So,
Because you didn't do that in pattern. Right. That's just straight knitting.
yeah.
So that's probably why it's curling.
Well, it's the first row, so
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know what to do
I
with
think
it.
my first thing would be wash it and dry it and trim all the ends, and then if you want to go back and, you know, watch,
'cause,
wait,
I've got
you got a
ends.
soda there, you're going to knock it over and that won't be good.
You're right. It would not be good. Yeah. Yeah. So I got ends all over the place in here, so I haven't
So,
done
yeah.
anything with that.
Yeah, I would wash it, dry it, trim the ends, and then if you want to go back to each end of the blanket, just do a little steam pin out or something. But you might be lucky, and after you wash it and dry it, it might be flat. You
One
never
can only
know.
hope. So anyways, the blanket's finished.
Okay.
I just got till March 2nd to figure out, well,
yeah.
to be done figuring out what I'm going to do to take care of the ends and all
Okay.
of that. So I finished early.
Good.
My goal was by February 20th, and it was
And you
done on
did it.
February 17th,
All
so
right.
I'm not going to be knitting another blanket anytime soon. Just saying.
Yeah.
I wanted to start a scrappy one. Took all of that off of my.
Oh, and I just started a new scrappy one this week. I'm very excited. So, is that all your FOs?
FOs, that's it.
All right,
I
my
think
turn.
Oh
I got
gosh,
FOs.
she's all pumped.
I got
I have been listening to this
sweater.
stack, always just building and building. I was working on a blanket, so I couldn't keep up with the FOs.
I have the sweater. This sweater took less than a month because I went back and I checked, and it was 29 days it took me to make it. The first 2 weeks I worked monogamous on it. That's why it got done in less than a month. This is my own design with the Cedar Valley shirts that I did the poncho with. And then I just went from there. Did a few increases through here, divided for sleeves, worked straight, did some sleeve decreases. You see those. Bound off an I-cord. This is a folded over hem. So I am very pleased with it. I love it. It fits her good. It's about a size 42. I think it's 42 and a half, 43 is about where the measurement comes in. I am going to write it up as a pattern. I took notes the whole while I was making it. I'll write it up as a pattern. So, like I said, this is like a size 42-ish. If you want to test knit it, let me know, and I will get you a pattern. And it might not be for a month or so, but I'll get the patterns done. And maybe if we get somebody to test at least, you know, I don't know how many sizes I'll make, 8 of them, maybe? 6 or 8.
Well, it's always the math of
Yeah.
doing all these different sizes.
Right, and so this first size plus 2 smaller, I'm going to do right away.
Okay.
And then I'm going to start scaling it up. And then the largest size of all I'll make for myself. And then that's as high up as I'll probably go, unless I go one more than that, I don't know.
Well, you got this part pretty much done. As far
Right,
as,
but on the size smaller, like when Levon tried it on, this was too long because it came right to the middle of her boob and it didn't look good. So for the 2 smaller sizes, I would cut off right about here, that chart. And so then you got to do the math on so that you can get to where you need to be when you split for the sleeves is basically what it is.
Wow.
So, but I like doing math, so that's okay with me. So that's, it'll be the Cedar Valley pullovers. The other one's the Cedar Valley poncho. So now I need your help to show the next.
Wow.
It's queen size.
That is just beautiful.
Yeah.
Look at that.
All done. So
That long?
no, that was 100 of those squares. Yeah, he only asked for it in November. And it's like, can you get that done by Christmas? I said, no problem. But then I got COVID, so it was a problem.
Yeah.
So he's getting it now. But yeah, it's 100 blocks. Then I put them all together. Then I had to go downstairs and quilt it. But I had to put the batting on. And I think I talked about this already.
Oh, that it was such a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
Yes,
But
I
anyway.
do recall.
Yeah, so I got all that done. But the thing I talked about last time is I couldn't do the binding on that until I finished this because this was on the upstairs machine and I knew if I put it away I'd never get back to it. Because it was kind of a pain in the butt, not terribly, but
I
not,
love it.
yeah, not great. So it has a ties to tie this shut, this case. And it has a handle, this movable handle. It's got a little strip down there so it folds nice. It's all bound in a different color. And you open this up. And it has flaps. Oh, I should have brought a circular needle. It has,
All of them are in projects right now.
yeah. But you put your circular needle through the outside one and then leave the cable there and then put the points in the small one. And then this is for circular needles.
The points go through here?
Yeah, it ends up that the cord's through the back and the points are through the front.
Oh, so you put it all the way.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yep.
Oh, that's slick.
Yeah.
All right, and so you use the tape.
I cut up that tape.
Well, that worked pretty cool.
For markers, yeah. It doesn't go up to do the 10, 11, 12, 13, whatever, but.
Do you think you could put more than one needle in a section?
Probably. Yeah. But I mean, this you're probably going to use more for travel or, retreats, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you're not going to need the whole collection. But yeah, and then you just fold it up. Oop. I didn't push it this way. You fold it up and then tie it shut and you can carry it around.
Clever.
And we have the patterns here for that. That's why I made it, because I got the patterns in. It's called Knit, Purl, Roll. So look on the website if you want to find the pattern, Knit, Purl, Roll. So I finished that.
I was thinking I would make myself one. You say it was putsy?
Yeah, but it's not horrible. Nothing was really hard.
Okay.
Just probably because I'm not used to doing a pattern and following somebody's directions. I just do what I want. So this one I followed the directions almost completely. So that's probably the difference. So.
Okay. And I'm a direction follower, so I
So
have
it'd
no
probably
trouble.
be good for you. Yeah. Next thing I made is we got a bunch of Lopi yarn, which we'll show you in a little bit, and I wanted to do something with color work that I could have for a sample because I wanted it blocked so people can feel how soft it gets once it's blocked compared to when it starts. And so I made this little sweater. This is just the Tin Can Knits Flax, size 6 months, and I added a little bit of color work in, just to show how it looks. It's just the same on the front and the back. But you can definitely see the halo.
Mm-hmm. It's fuzzy and it's sparkly and it's not itchy.
Yeah, it's very soft.
No, I love this stuff.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd wear it next to my skin yet, just because the place is like right here.
Yeah.
I might still want a shirt underneath. But like if this were mittens, that'd be fine. I wouldn't mind wearing this as a mitten at all. So, yeah, just a little Lopi sweater. It'll be in the front by the Lopi yarn so people can touch it, feel it, check it out. And then this is my Battenberg blanket, which I've shown before. It's not blocked, so it's all curled around the edges. But I decided to make it this big, baby blanket or lap blanket, whatever you want to use it for. And
It's pretty.
I went around the edge with the off-white, and then I did 5 rows of colors. And then I figured that should look good because then I got 6 rows total here, and this is 6 rows. So, I got the size the same. You can't really tell now because it's all rolled up, but yeah. It's just more scraps from my magic knot ball around the edge. A lot of the scraps were in here, and I didn't have 2.5 grams left, so then it went in the magic knot ball.
Oh, because, square was 2.5 grams. Got it.
Yeah, 2.2 it actually took. So, I think that's all my FOs for this week.
Wow, that's rather impressive.
Thank you.
You don't have that many FOs that often.
No, I do bunches, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or I tend to do them and then give them away as fast as I finish them. But none of these I gave away yet. It's, Dad's and Lexi's.
Yeah.
No, my normal self would have just given those away already. So what you working on?
I have 3 bags sitting here.
Okay.
3 bags full. Okay.
Okay.
Because I finished the bowling alley socks, I had to cast on another pair. And what I like about these is the texture. Now, if you look close, you'll see that on the cuff part, from here to here, the ribbing, you got some pooling, you got some striping going on.
Mm-hmm.
But then you get up here to where the pattern is, and all of that seems to like not be as pronounced.
Okay.
And I think that is cool.
Yeah.
So this pattern is Hermione's Everyday Socks.
Oh, I love that pattern.
Yeah, I do too. You know, funny thing is, I've never knit it. It's been in my queue.
Uh-huh.
Knit this pattern. I mean, whatever. So I was digging in the stash, and I found this ball of yarn. It was all caked up. It's it was in a hank, and it was caked up already. And I have no idea why I caked it. No idea what I was going to do with it. But since it was caked, I thought I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
So this is the travel peg, the one that goes that sits in the car when I get stuck by a train, or when I have to go somewhere and I need something small. This is a travel project. Actually, you know what? I did this on Tuesday. You know when else I knit? This is crazy, so crazy. People look at me like I'm nuts. I knit between frames at bowling on Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
So when I'm there, I'm always knitting. You know, I'll have a hat along, or I'll have socks along, or whatever. I've knit socks there lots of times. So I'll just knit this, and then when I get to the point where I got to turn the heel, I'll turn the heel at home, you know, and so that you can think a little bit. And then back to the foot, back to the bowling alley.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that has like a modified eye partridge heel or something
Right,
like that.
eye partridge with 2 garter rows on the edges.
Yeah, so
2
I've not done that heel for a while, so I thought
yeah, I like that heel in there. It just was perfect.
Yeah, so if I like this sock pattern, I could see myself knitting more of them.
Yeah, mine, sadly, this week got a hole in the heel. I've worn them every year since 2015, so they're on their 7th season, so that's probably okay.
Well, you could darn that, you know, you have yarn.
Yeah. I have yarn? Yeah.
So, yeah.
But yeah, once they start, if they wear out on the heel, usually they're going to wear out, other places.
You
So
can.
I might retire
Be
them.
done.
But yeah, I forgot. I was going to bring my car knitting in too, because it's a whole
It's a hole.
half-finished object, because
Oh,
one's
God.
done. I finished one of them this week.
Oh, God. Good Lord. Are we bad or what? Okay, and then I'm knitting the Reverberate cowl. This calls for 5 minis, and it's a bandana-style cowl. I happen to like bandana-style cowls.
Okay.
And this is, it's got a very basic garter lace thing going on in it, and it's striped, 5 different colors. And then down this edge here, your cast-on edge will get sewn to the other side.
I didn't realize you were making a cowl. I thought that was a shawl.
No, it's a cowl. And it's got
Okay.
I-cord all the way around it, and I love it. Yeah.
Okay.
So then my next color is this. She's commenting the other day when she saw this. It's not my usual palette. You're right, it's not. Really light lavender, but it becomes my palette with the black. So I'll probably have this done this weekend. This is quick. I mean, it's just so. The lace is like so easy, memorized. Boom, 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 done. Yeah, so I'm on color. Well, I just added in color 4. So 3, 4, and then you do 4, 5, and then you're done. So yeah.
Okay.
So I got that going, and then I also am doing a Casa Pinka knit along, and it is F-U-ary,
Oh, yeah.
F-U-ary, or
Yeah.
F-U-ary, whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways, so you had to frog, finish, something. That's where a couple of the F's come. You could frog, and you could finish, and you could a couple other expletives go with it, and then you also are knitting Quindisi. So in the prizes, you got to be knitting Quindisi if you're going to participate. So this is my Quindisi, and it's a long boomerang shawl thing. This is a shawl.
Okay.
And this inside edge, a lot of people have been commenting on how tight this inside edge is. I'm thinking it'll block out just fine.
Yeah.
But at any rate, I love my colors. That's what I love about this. So taupe, brownish. It's what's it called? Field mouse. I thought that's so cool. And then I put this salmony pink with it. And I just love this color. I love the colors. I love looking at this because of the colors.
Is that 80-20?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could tell by the twist on it.
Miss Babs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's the same as, like Laurel has that 80-20.
Yeah.
That's twist too.
I love this, the way this knits up in the, you know, the 80-20. And, yeah, so.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on. Well, and I did cast on, of course, the mittens that go match the hat. But I didn't bring those along because I only have this much done on the cuff.
Okay.
Kind of not a lot to see on that. So that's what I got.
Yeah. I'm knitting on my sweater that I have to steek yet.
Oh.
And so that's just the body, so it's just round and round, so I didn't bring that in. 2-3 inches done, maybe. Now, this...
Now, this is interesting. You're working
Now,
on that
this
last night.
I was working on last night, right? And it looked like a shawl, right? When I was working on it
You
last night.
connected it now.
And so it looked like I was making a shawl. But now I connected it. And now I'm going to go around this way, back and forth. This will split. These are going to be split up here. They're not together. And I'll be decreasing here and here. And so it'll end up that both the front and the back will look like this. Just, you know, one will be upside down.
Cool.
And the other side, I'm using a different color yarn, but not totally out there. I mean, it'll still look good together.
It was really funny because I saw her working on this part last night, and I saw that her ball of yarn was getting small. And I thought, well, what? She's got to go get more yarn.
Yeah.
So then I saw you walk up there and get more yarn, and then you come back with this color.
Yep.
And I'm thinking, oh.
I think, yeah.
Good contrast.
Yeah.
In a fun way. But what the ridiculous part was is the way you just very nonchalantly walked back there and went and picked something off the shelf.
Oh, yeah. I save the labels because I have to ring it up. Because otherwise inventory's off, and then I'm in trouble.
Oh,
if I don't
golly.
keep inventory right, then people could order it and it's not there, you know?
Oh, well, that's true. That
So
would
I
be
have
one
to
reason.
Be careful with that.
But it was just so funny how you went back there and
Yeah.
just went and picked up some more yarn.
Yep. Yeah. So I have a little spine stitch there, so that'll spine stitch will come on here. So you'll see it next week. It'll be all done. This took 3 days here at the shop, so maybe 8 hours total. So maybe the whole thing will take 16 hours at the most. And I get interrupted a lot, so yeah, that's good. Not a big project. So I hope to finish it and sell kits to use up this yarn.
What is that?
It's called Boku from Plymouth Yarn. It's a wool silk blend. It's not super wash though, so it's not super soft. And the silk has got the nubs in it, but we'll see how it washes up.
Reminds me maybe of a Noro.
Yeah, you could use Noro for this very easily.
We got a lot of that too.
Yeah, I got a lot of it on clearance. Speaking of clearance, I got that Usha on clearance now. If anybody uses Usha, hit the website, and I put all the Barocco vintage on clearance. I'm getting ready for that March spring sale like I did last year. So last year on March 21st, I did spring cleaning, and I had like, I don't know if you remember, I had the whole
You had
table
baskets of baskets.
full
Yeah.
of clearance stuff.
I do remember that.
Yeah. So I am
You're
going to
gonna
do
do that
that again. That worked out well. So I'm starting to put stuff there now, though, so keep checking back and just look in the clearance section on the website.
Cool.
Yeah, so, yep.
So we got new yarn. Got a whole pile full. A bunch of colors of Lopi. I love that. And there's a red and there's some greens up there.
Yeah,
but, you
I
know,
think we showed a bunch of them. I didn't remember what we
Yeah.
showed. There's a
these
lot.
two. Purple And this is like a semi-solid, but it's got pinks in it and that stuff. These two are
Yeah.
insanely good together.
Yeah.
So if you're going to do 2 colors, this would be amazing. You know, and there's that sweater. What was the name of that sweater? Oh, somebody had it on at the retreat. Damn. Can't remember. I'll have to look it up. Put it in my queue. And it was,
That Diane knit and
No.
Elizabeth knit.
no.
Oh, I don't know. Neat thing about Lopi yarn though is it's never a solid color. There's always, you know, deep, different colors in every ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is white and pink and blue. And that's purple and red. And is there a little orange in there?
Little
And
orange, a little blue.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
Even the black isn't all black. There's gray, mostly just gray and black. This one has a lot of different browns in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very
The
deep
depth
colors.
of it is so cool.
Yep.
But anyway, so that's Lopi. We've got a whole stack full of it. And then because we have the knit along coming up for Hugo, and a lot of people are using the ultra alpaca for it, we've got a bunch of ultra alpaca.
Yeah.
And
There was actually like 12 colors came in, but I've sold so much of it, I didn't want to show what I didn't have sweater quantities left. So these all have sweater quantities left yet.
how long does it take to get Barocco?
I have more ordered.
Oh, okay.
I ordered some more colors.
Yeah.
And amazingly, like half the colors that have been sold are different blues because they have like 7 or 8 different blues, and that's what I'm selling.
This stuff is incredibly soft, just a touch.
Yeah, it is. It's really nice.
Maybe I should knit myself another Hugo instead of. See, I knit Hugo already, and so I wasn't going to knit along on the knit along. I was going to knit a different poncho. I have 3 of them in my queue. I'm sure I could find one of them to knit, right? And I have yarn for all 3, so what the heck? But this stuff's. But yet, at the same time, I will tell you, I don't like knitting alpaca because I itch. It'll make my eyes water. Not like sneeze or cough or anything like that. But then, you know, like when you're knitting along and then you rub your eye, well, then my eyes itch because of the alpaca. And most people aren't like that. I just don't get it. I love this gray. This reminds me of the gray you knit yours in. It's very close. I love this gray. Nothing, just nothing better than a good old charcoal gray.
Yeah. Yep.
Gorgeous yarn. So you are welcome to join us. Joanne will have plenty of ultra alpaca in all different colors available. And we start March 10th.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, so I got till March 10th to decide what I'm going to do. So, and then
we got a book called Knitting All Around Stitch Dictionary. I always had all these different stitch dictionaries for crochet up there, and I personally use the Barbara G. Walker's Treasury of Knitting Stitches, which is long out of print. It's from the 50s, I think, isn't it? And but I've been looking for one, and I found this is a good one. It has all these different stitch patterns in that you see on the cover, and this is made up that it has, so you can make it top down, bottom up, flat, or in the round.
all different directions.
And what's neat is, like, you can use this instead of any washcloth or Afghan or anything, any pattern like that, and it tells you that you need a multiple of 6 plus 2 or something like that. So you can figure out how many to cast on very easily.
Or you want to knit it over, let's say, the top of a mitten. So you want to put a pattern there. You know that you have this much space, which translates to so many stitches. So then you can look at that and say, oh, well, what would fit within that pattern? I knit myself last time. I think I showed you my very basic, boring mittens. There's no pattern on said mittens. I was thinking I should have put pattern on the top of those
Yeah.
mittens. And a book like this, you know what?
Yeah.
Every knitter should have a good stitch definition, dictionary.
Yep, I think
stitch
so, too.
dictionary in their house.
Yep.
Because, you know what? You're knitting along and maybe you don't like what's in the pattern. Well, you got something like this, you can find something you do like.
And you can do like I did, you know. I took the flax and I added my own color work. Well, with this, I think there's color work in here too.
Yeah.
But there's also stitch patterns. You could just choose to put a panel down the center of the flax sweater of one of these stitches, you know, and have a little something different. Just create your own, and then you're a designer.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, there's all kinds of
So,
stuff. There's
yeah.
cables in there. There's lace work. There's leaves. There's
Bobbles.
I mean, it's amazing what's all in there. I was kind of,
Chevrons,
you know what
cables,
really
yeah.
struck me when I just was flipping through the book as I'm sitting here looking at it on the table, killing time while you were taking care of that customer.
Yeah.
These caught my eye.
Make sure you don't show pattern.
Well, it's a picture,
Okay.
and it patterns right by it. So we're going to be sneaky here. Well, come on. Well, where are they? It's fingerless mitts.
Oh, okay.
And
Where you just take a square of this and fold it in half? I mean, there is pictures in there to show, to give you ideas how to use it in different.
I'm going to just have to find the
things.
table of contents here quick.
Okay.
And find it because that would be the fastest way.
Yeah, and it is a spiral bound book, so it can lay flat, and you can make copies for your own use, of course, not to share. And, oh, just open it only to that page and you got it.
There. Those mitts. Okay. So I'm looking at these mitts. Got this beautiful little lace pattern on the top. You know what? You take that basic lace mid pattern. This does have a thumb and it does have a gusset. And the thumb, you knit a little bit and then you knit ribbing on it. You can make different mitts just by taking out a different, and that section where this lace is, and putting something else in there. Whatever you want.
Yeah,
And that's what I liked about that.
yeah.
And so conceptually, that might not be that big of a deal, but it gives the person who maybe wouldn't have thought about it that way the opportunity to think about it that way. And there are other patterns in here that for other things that it does too. So this is a really nice book.
It is.
And I had not looked at it until she set it on the table. When she said, "Oh, we got to talk about that on the podcast." I said, okay.
Yeah.
So I started looking at it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a very nice book.
So,
Yeah, that's that.
okay, so now we talked about all the stuff we got on the table.
Yep.
Wow.
Even your root beer,
Even my root beer.
which you did not spill. Very
I did
good.
not. I'm impressed. Because,
Yeah.
that would have been funny if I dumped root beer all over the blanket from you know where.
Then you really would have had to wash it.
Yeah, no kidding. But that would have solved the dilemma.
Yep.
It will be taken to California in early March.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm
You
sure.
have to get one of those vacuum bags, those space bags that you vacuum all the
Oh,
air
you know
out.
what? I might even have some at home.
I think I do too. Mine are Ziploc ones, so you have to roll them to get the air
I
out.
think that's what I got.
Yeah. But at least, I mean, it works. You get the air out, it'll fit in your suitcase.
No,
nice and
we're going to
flat.
let it fluffy
Oh,
because we're going to stuff beer in between it.
okay.
And then, yeah, because it'll protect the bottles and cans that are in the suitcase. Now, mind you, the Afghan will be wrapped in plastic. And so will the bottles and cans. But
Yeah.
there's some 3 sheeps going to California. I know that there's 3 sheeps going, and I have to ask Derek what else he wants me to bring. And then, of course, there's the hard rolls that I got to find a spot
Oh, yeah.
for. Got to bring some hard rolls.
Fresh that day.
Yeah, well, and it's funny
And
because
some brats.
Yeah, no, not brats.
Oh, really?
Oh no, gosh, no, they
Oh.
can get Johnsonville. It's not a big deal.
Oh.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? When they were here at Christmas time, I took Ashley out to Plymouth, and we were going antique shopping. But then we went from Plymouth to the Johnsonville store, and she was a tourist at the Johnsonville store.
Mm-hmm.
She was absolutely amazed at how big that plant really is.
Oh, yeah.
It's huge. It's
is.
absolutely huge. And I said, "Yep, this is where they make them." Now I don't know if there's other Johnsonville plants around the country. I have no idea.
I don't know.
I don't think so. I mean, I don't think they do. But anyway, so everything is made here and shipped wherever. But yes, they can get Johnsonville out in California, no problem. That is shipped nationwide. But they cannot get hard rolls. And Derek says, "Mom, do you realize how awful it is eating a double broad on a Kaiser bun?"
Yeah.
So I will bring some hard rolls and we will grill some brats and whatever. But I mean, Derek is an amazing cook anyways. But just the idea of just basic grilled brats, he loves that too.
Yeah.
So Derek he loves to cook. Where he gets that from, I don't know, because he sure don't get it from me. But yeah, so he likes to smoke stuff, but I always remind him, not every meat needs to be smoked. There are just some you just don't need to smoke.
Right, because they're not good dried out.
No. And, but yeah, so I think we're going to go to Crab Fest and have crab legs. Big deal, to do out there that weekend. Got my classes picked for Stitches West.
Okay.
Got that.
Okay. We'll probably podcast once more before you go yet, though.
Yeah. I hope. Well, no. Because 2 weeks from today, I'm technically out there.
Okay. So, and next week?
If we podcast next week.
Okay. So it's iffy. Oh, you know what else? We have to put the drawing winner on the screen right here. Right here.
There.
For who gets the Sandy bag for the 100 episodes.
Yeah, you gotta do that.
Yeah, so I'll put that on there when I edit this.
Yeah, I don't remember that stuff.
Yeah.
That's your gig, not mine.
Yeah. So it'll be right there. And I'll mail that out. Just if your name showed up there, make sure you email me with your mailing address.
Yep.
Send the email to info@magpiescottage.com. I'll put it at the end of the video so you have the address again.
Okay.
So yep.
Well, that's it for this
That's
Friday
that.
afternoon.
All right. That's all, folks.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.